All right, guys, welcome to day 5 of the Step Up Challenge. And today is our last day of the challenge. I am so happy that you guys have made it to this very end. It is truly has been a journey. And I believe that right now, where you are able to define what passion is, what potential is, as well as what purpose. And you are able to determine from what you have, your abilities, what you're passionate about, what your abilities are, what your potential is, and you are able to understand now that your potential is not your purpose and your passion is not your purpose as well, which is a good way for you to be able to start functioning in life, because now you have an idea that abilities are what help you succeed. You don't just wake up today and then you are successful. Your abilities are the things that God has given you for you to be able to succeed, which means you have to work through them, you have to develop them, you have to become the version that God has given you through those abilities. Those are the things, those are the instruments, those are the ways that God has made it easier for you to navigate life, to be successful, to build empires, to, work according to the grace that He has given you. Those graces function into those abilities. All right. So it has been a great pleasure for me to work with you up to this very end. So it has been truly an honor for me to be with you in this challenge. And I hope that this challenge has made it easier for you to be enlightened, to understand that there's so much more in you that you need to develop. There's a lot in you that you need to grow into. There's a lot in you that you can offer to the world. All right. So today on our day 5, we are going to be looking at what I call the domino effect. Okay. So basically the domino effect is an accumulative reaction caused by one action. So it's like when you're doing something, one thing that you do that allows the rest of your life to actually form a reaction from that one thing that you have done, right? So if you look at dominoes stand in a line in each other, close to each other, and as you move one domino and it flips over to touch to the next one, the next element falls to touch the other one, the next element falls to touch the next one. So everything is falling in line. It is falling according to the effect that it is, finding itself against. So your effect, your domino effect, we will be looking at what your potential is that becomes a domino effect in your life that makes an accumulative reaction. So it's one ability that you decide to say, listen, this is the strong ability that I have. This is the most visible ability, or the most ability that I'm comfortable with to work my life in, to function in, to develop better. And I know that when I develop myself in this ability, when I develop myself in this potential, then it will make it easier for all my other potentials to actually also be unleashed, also come alive, and also for me to be useful in each and every one of them. So you are going to use one potential that is going to be your domino effect. All right. So basically it is like a chain reaction of one thing that you do that causes all the other things in your life to actually fall into place. All right. So for me, it has just been speaking. Speaking has been my domino effect because it has been my dominant potential. It has been my comfort zone. It has been something that I truly, have fallen in love with it over the years. I've groomed it. I'm comfortable in it. And through my speaking, I am able to be creative in other areas in my life. So I use my speaking even at work, where when I work with my patients, I still give them a bit of motivation and encouragement as they go through their journey, even when they're coming back for their checkup. So I have that moment where I really just give myself to my patients and I just talk to them, and I make it easier for them to be comfortable before I do whatever exam that I have to do on them. And also with my speaking, I have learned to, if I don't really want to be speaking, what can I design that can make people still find out the knowledge that I have without actually me standing in front of them and saying something. So that has helped me actually, come up with ways like courses, come up with journals that I do, notebooks that I create and I sell. Those are things that all came out from being inspired from my speaking. So speaking was a domino effect for me. It was my dominant potential. It was something that, I decided to just be more intentional about to use more often and to allow it to grow me in the different areas of my life. So if there are seasons where I'm really not speaking, I'm not doing anything, what else can I do? So I take people on a journey with my journal. I've just released a prayer journal now, so I use that as well as a means of communicating with people and still give people a feel and a value of who I am and a value of what I have to offer. All right, so those are some of the things that I have done from my domino effect, that I have done through my speaking. I have become the person that I am today. I'm a course director, a course creator. I do my own course layouts. So it has really made me think outside of the box of just speaking, because speaking is seasonal. Some seasons will be called out to speak, and other seasons it's just going to be quiet. So I don't want to feel stagnant and stuck and feel like my potential is not good enough to evolve me over seasons. So then I just look at what other things can I do, and that has helped me grow, because now I've expanded myself. And that's the nice thing about understanding your potentials. That's the nice thing about knowing your abilities. Remember, that's why I said to you yesterday that your ability block is gonna have a lot, because you are able to do a lot of things, even if it's things that you don't do every day, even if it's things that you don't really necessarily love to do, or you are good at it, or you are passionate about. But the fact that it is things that you're able to do, to work a computer, you can grow your skill in a computer program. You can grow your skill in, okay, I know how to turn on and off a computer, but I don't really know how to run certain formulas in a computer. How can I grow myself to learn more according to the life of computer these days? Everything is IT, everything is social media. So you look at what you can do through knowing your knowledge of computer, your ability to use and function through a computer. You can just see what is it in this day that people need work with, what is it in these days that people need more done in a computer. There's still students that need assignments to be typed. So you can, grow your knowledge of typing, your skill of typing, and then you can start offering a service to say, I type your assignments, I type your CVs, I do things like that. That is something that will allow people to get familiar with you. All right. So your domino effect is going to be that, because it will dominate what you do on a daily basis, and it will allow people to actually, be aware of you, be aware of what you have, be aware of what you offer, and they start with that one thing that they need for you to do for them. So from there, you can also expand the knowledge. Okay, what else can I do instead of me typing your CV? There are other ways that I can maybe help you make them even much better according to the way that these days they need to be generated. Make them an electronic CV, things like that. So there are a lot of things that you can grow from one potential, and that is the whole that was the basis of the challenge, for you to expand your knowledge of self, to say, listen, there's so many other things that you can do. You just have to be vigilant to what God has given you the ability to do. It does not always have to be the same thing. You don't always have to do the one kind of things. Life evolves. You need to allow yourself to evolve. You need to allow yourself to be reshaped. You need to go with the times. All right. And that is what your abilities are going to help you be. They're going to help you evolve. They're going to help you reshape your life. There are so many things about yourself that you will really come into knowledge with as you pursue personal development. That's the beauty of personal development, is that there is always something about you that you are going to find out. There is always something about you that you are going to be enlightened to. There are things about you that you are going to love about yourself. So there are so many things that you and your abilities are going to grow into. I mentioned that speaking for me is my dominant ability, and I use it a lot, and I love it a lot. But if I'm not speaking on a regular basis, I'm also writing. So I blog as well. I blog a lot. So in times where I really don't have any speaking gigs or speaking invites, then I go onto my blog and I start blogging, and I start sharing my truth. I share my life story. I share my journey. I share my knowledge there. And it's another way for me to to communicate, because it's an ability that I have. I can use the computer. So I'm using my skill of knowing and knowledge of the computer, as well as my ability to write and construct blogging, you know, and then I blog, I do my website. So it like there's quite a lot of things that I have grown since I've decided to be intentional with speaking, since I've decided to pay attention to the gift that God has given me, since I've started to really produce from my ability, produce something that will give me a life of success and income. And it has really opened quite a lot for me. I have now, you know, opened my business. I'm now Shifting Lives is now a registered PTY Ltd. That came out from this one ability for me to do. So I looked at what can my ability help me do, and looking at everything else that I am aware of that I can do, and the other abilities that keep coming as I go along. You know, I am now writing a book. That is something that I really didn't think I could ever do. I never thought I can become an author. Yes, it's unpublished, it's still a manuscript, but listen, it is something that I know I have. It's something that I know I can do. And if I can skill my my writing skills, then I know I can actually produce even more books. So there's so many dimensions of your abilities that you can use, and they can work for you, and they can become a paying lifestyle for you. You can actually make wealth from that, okay? From that. And that is the beauty of things. All right. So I want you guys to understand that your abilities are not just things that you have that you can do on a casual day, but there are things that are supposed to help you be successful. They are supposed to help you build success. So you just have to be able to understand, what kind of success do I want for my life? What kind of life do I want to live? And what ability can I use first so I can get myself involved in the things that I want to achieve for me? That is the first question for you to ask yourself. And then you look at whatever potential that you have that you can use, that will grow you, evolve you, that will allow you to think outside of the box, to think carefully about your life, to see what you can learn, what skill you can develop, what potential you can grow, and become the best in that thing. Remember, I spoke about you becoming a specialist in that field. It is through training, it is through skilling, it is through understanding that I have this ability. I'm not yet good, I'm not perfect in it, but I can groom myself, I can learn, I can take courses, I can learn about this, I can watch videos that teach on this subject, and I can see how that relates to me, and how can I then express what I know to my peers, express what I know to my people, and how can I turn that into a business? And that becomes now what? A paying lifestyle. Something that was just you able to do becomes something that gives you money, you know, like simply typing assignments and CVs for young people, for people that are looking for a job, people that are looking to construct new ways of CV, e-CVs, you know, electronic CVs. Those are the things these days. You help people construct those things, because not everybody has the privilege of computers. Not everybody has the privilege of knowing how to type. So when you have those, you have a system that you can use for the benefit of your life. Okay, so you have to make sure that you take the chance, you make sure that you jump at the opportunities, and don't be afraid to go after that which God has called you to. All right, so that basically you have to determine which one is going to be a domino effect that will help you pull through and help you become the best version of yourself, and allow you people to recognize you and recognize what exactly that you do and what do you have to offer, and grow from that. There is always an opportunity to learn, and don't stop learning. Right, and then today's task, you are going to choose your top 5 abilities or your top 3 abilities. It depends how long your list is. You are going to choose the 5 abilities from the 4 squares, 4 square on focus exercise. You're going to write them down. You look at your list, look at your top abilities, look at what God has given you, look at what you are most dominant in, look at what you are most comfortable in, look at what you can already work freely in, and look at what you would like to express to the world. One ability that you will turn in, that will become your domino effect. What are you going to start doing today that is going going to unleash you to the world? What are you going to start doing today? What are you going to start doing today that will unleash you to the world? You can start by training it, you can start by developing it, you can start by becoming the best version of yourself. But what are you going to start doing today that will unleash you to yourself and to the world? That is what today's task is about, and that is how you are going to be able to function in your most dominant abilities, and you are going to grow, you are going to evolve, you're going to become the best version of yourself. Why? Because now you have an innate knowledge of yourself, and every task that you do, you will do according to the abilities that you have. So you are really going to scale up your life based on the abilities that you have, based on the potentials that you have, the things that you love to do, the things you're passionate about, and all the other things that you have in your list, even though they're not very dominant, even though you don't all love them or you're very good at it, you can always decide to scale up and become the best version of yourself and still learn to love the abilities that you're really not good at, or the abilities that you are good at but you don't really love to do. So you could always love to learn more about yourself, and in every season there's always something new that is going to be birthed in you. All right, so that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for being part of the challenge, and I really hope that this challenge has made it easier for you to become the best version of yourself, to start thinking outside of the box and start thinking what you have that can produce wealth for you. Start thinking about what is it that I can share with the world, what knowledge do I have that the world needs, and those are things that will help you be successful. Those are things that will help you start planning your life in a way that is beneficial for you. All right, so thank you so much, guys. I wish you the best, and I will be talking to you again soon.